Hi, it's Maggie the Aries Gypsy here to bring you your September 2020 mid-month general readings. We're looking at the last 2 weeks of September, and this reading is for our lovely Rams, the fire sign of Aries. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all safe and well and healthy and as mentally and emotionally balanced as 2020 allows us to be, although it's more of a choice than anything else. I hope you're all well. Thanks for being here today and for all that you do in support of this channel. So this reading is for Aries for the last half of September 2020. So that's Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, if your Venus is in Aries, or if you are cross-watching for an Aries as well. It's all relevant, but of course it's a general reading, so the details and intensity will vary from person to person. It's always going to resonate a little differently. So if you know all of your signs, watch them. Your Sun sign, Moon sign, Rising sign, and Venus sign, because watching each additional one can bring in different perspective to kind of help give you a different insight and perhaps help navigate a little better through whatever it is going on in your life. So watch them all if you can. If any of the general readings do resonate with you enough that you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, click on the description link below, click on that little arrow. It'll pull down some contact information. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I can usually respond with more information the same day, the first 24 hours. And as I do readings full-time, I'm pretty diligent at working with people's schedules to get those readings set up as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. I would be delighted to hear from you. Okay, Aries, let us see what the last half of September has in store for you. For those who need or want to know, I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot, and for clarifying, I will be using the Gilded Tarot Royale. Okay, Aries, last half of September. All right, Aries, we begin with Ace of Cups, Ace of Water, Ace of Emotions, the beginning. The Seven of Coins, Earth energy. We have the Magician, the Manifester, and the World. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the last half of September, the Lovers. And I do feel a significant decision here. The Lovers, overall energy for the last half of September. Sometimes shows up in three-party situations, although I'm not really feeling that here. It could be for some of you. The Lovers usually signifies a relationship. It might be karmic in nature. It's very connected, very kinetic, lots of fire in this relationship, attraction, passion. It can represent making a decision about the relationship itself or making a decision in some other area of your life that will have a significant impact on your primary relationship. So that's the overall energy for the last half of September. Ace of Cups and Seven of Coins. Reflection and contemplation on the stability you have within this situation or relationship, and thinking about how to have a renewal of it, maybe not really a restart, but a renewal in an already existing situation. The Ace of Cups is the number one of water, of emotion. It can represent new love and romance, emotional renewal within an already existing situation, which this is, because what clarifies it is the Seven of Coins, which is a card of taking stock and taking inventory of all the work, the crop that you have so far, which is fairly stable. It's not a 10 though, it's not completed. If you care about taking it to that 10. The 10 represents cycle achievement or the absolute fulfillment of the energy of that suit. And this is stability and security, which, because it's governed by the element of earth, which is about the physical structure of our life. Could be money, finance, property, job, assets, long-term emotional relationships, which it feels like it's all kind of swirled up in here. So, and then trying to manifest a final ending and moving on to the next phase of your life, of this relationship or situation. It could also be trying to manifest traveling as well. I mean, we have the Magician, the World. Sometimes the World can represent travel, international travel. It represents the last major arcana card in the tarot, so it represents a significant ending of a particular phase. You know, the World is where the Fool's journey ends and then he begins a new one, right? And so it's moving on to the next level, bumping up, moving on to the next phase. And the Magician is the manifester. This is about success, which comes from the combination of talent and hard work to make something manifest into reality. So some of you may be trying to travel, maybe in a big way, and maybe that's the decision. Maybe that will affect your mate or your primary relationship. Maybe you're trying to make a decision to travel to another person. Maybe you're in a relationship and trying to make the decision to travel to another person. I mean, it could be a three-party situation for some of you, although I'm not really feeling much of a strong pull towards that. It looks like there is a relationship central here, Aries, one that you've already put, you've been in for some time. Is there a renewal, or you're trying to figure out if you have a renewal? Maybe things have gotten old and stale because maybe things need to move to the next level or dissolve. I mean, the decision is either about a relationship or about, another area of life or something else that you're trying to do. And it's going to have a significant impact on the relationship. Perhaps it's about travel. Perhaps if you leave, your partner can't come with you, and what does that actually mean? I mean, it's a general reading, so it can be a variety of things, but wondering if this relationship can withstand changes, and, if you've been struggling, can there be a renewal? Are you able to do that to bump up to the next level here? I mean, moving to the next level represents typically challenging ourselves, which is uncomfortable, which is what we go through, this uncomfortable growth period, and that's what puts us in the next level. But we do have to go through that transition in order to end one cycle and move upwards and forwards. Excuse me. So, excuse me. So let's clarify here. What's this Lovers about? Relationship, choices, decisions. I think I'm going to move my microphone. Oh, you can see that on the screen, but hopefully you can hear me better. What is this Lovers about? Page of Coins. 10 of Coins. How do I get to this long-term stability and security? Pages are trying to figure it out. They're learning and trying to figure out how to apply what they're learning to the path in front of them. 10 of Coins is that long-term stability and security. See, we have the 7 of Coins here. Pretty good crop, but it's not a 10. 10 is where you have enough that you don't worry about the future. So that's what the choice is about. Trying to figure out how to gain this long-term stability and security, if it's possible, if you want it even. Does this choice I have to make, maybe staying or leaving, or how you do it, affect the relationship? Will it cost you the relationship or the stability of the relationship? Why? What's the challenge here? What is the contemplation about? What is the block? Or what is the fear? Because it feels like there's a concern or a fear here, Aries. Like, if you make this decision to maybe travel or move, for some of you, is it going to cost you the relationship? Because there's a question here between long-term stable relationship and security, going to the next step. Do I want to do that or not? Maybe I just want to leave, or I have plans to leave. Is that going to come at a cost? A couple of different stories going on here. Fair enough, it's a general reading. So what is the fear, the concern, the block? The moon, not knowing, deep-seated hidden fears, may be related to the past or past experiences. If this is a relationship issue, which it looks like it is, or at least it's central here, it might be that you have fears about it or about the future of it. That might not be based on this relationship, it might be based on maybe a past one you had. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah, not knowing. Not knowing. Divine timing and orchestration, we can't control that. Is the tower going to come in? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work out. I can't see, that far down the road. Just uncertainty and not knowing. And, you want your stability and security and maybe freedom too, but you also want this person or this relationship. So, maybe you're at a point in the relationship where it has to go somewhere further, or it has to go to the next level, or it's just going to dissolve. But there's all this fear. I don't know. What if I do this and what if I do this and this happens? And what if I do this and this doesn't happen? Kind of like the Nine of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Coins, same thing. Long-term stability and security, the Hierophant, commitment, marriage. Yeah. If this is a romantic relationship, it's like maybe you think you're fine, or the other person thinks it's fine the way it is. We're at the 7, we're good, but one of you wants the 10, and the other one is like, I don't know. If I take it that next step, what if what happened back then happens here, and what if that long-term stability and security is an illusion? Maybe marriage isn't, there's all of these things kind of swirling around. Basically fear. Fear of, I think, a past painful thing repeating itself. Knight of Cups, Ace of Coins. Making the offer to have a concrete new beginning. Disagreeing on how to have that concrete new beginning. So we have 2 Ace of Coins here, Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles. Making the offer for a practical new beginning, fighting over it. So this is like, have all these cards out. So yeah, it feels like you're stuck. Well, not stuck. You're actually going through something. This is like one of those growth opportunities. It sounds really nice, right? Oh, it's an opportunity for growth. Yeah, but opportunities for growth are awkward, uncomfortable, painful, difficult. Opportunity for growth means we move up in our evolutionary ladder. We're becoming more aware and wiser, but that knowledge and wisdom has to come from, challenging ourselves. That's how we move to the next level. That's how we get stronger, better, faster, whatever. We have to challenge ourselves to break out of the plateau that we're at, and that is an uncomfortable process. And that's actually what this looks like. This looks for like a pretty classic relationship issue here, where one person thinks that they're fine where they're at, and maybe another person thinks that it's a 7, let's make it a 10, let's have that long term, let's put the cap on it, let's get married, let's whatever this is for you. And you're like, yeah, but you don't want to lose the person, but you're afraid to move forward because maybe whatever happened in the past will happen here, and I'm afraid, and I don't know, and something could happen and we don't know. Well, that's life, right? This is what challenging our fears and insecurities are about. That's what a transition period, that's what a growth period really means. I mean, let's be real about it, right? That's what, an opportunity for growth. An opportunity for growth comes out of this conflict, right? We don't usually get up off the couch unless something becomes uncomfortable, right? All right, let's pull some advice. What's the best thing, best way? What should Aries do? How should Aries navigate through this situation, at least for the last 2 weeks of September? Only 3, I'll take them. The Lovers. Again, that was the overall energy, the Lovers here, making the decision. Spirit is saying, make the decision, make the choice. The Tower and the Two of Wands. Choice. They're telling you, you've got 3 cards here that represent needing to make a choice. The choice needs to be made pretty quickly. Maybe you've just been sitting in this place for quite a while and Spirit is saying you need to make this decision. The Tower is a life-changing or potentially life-changing, something popped up on my screen. Oh my goodness. My computer's making noises. Sorry. I don't even know if you can hear that or not, but if you can, sorry. This is a pretty significant decision. It's a major decision. The Tower card and the Lovers implies that the outcome of the decision, will typically be permanent or very long lasting, so you won't be able to reverse it. So if you make a decision that creates estrangement or separation or movement away from this relationship will likely end and it won't be resurrected again. If you make the decision to challenge whatever fears that are present in the relationship on your side, their side, and move forward, I think you guys will be together for a long time, if not the rest of your lives. That's an example for if this is a romantic relationship, which it feels like it is for most of you. So, this is a super important decision. I'm surprised I'm not seeing Judgment here. Which means the same thing. Crossroads, super important, and it'll be final, So, so there's that advice from Spirit. Spirit's advice is make the choice. They're not giving you a specific path. And typically, when that happens, and I usually see it more in personal readings than general readings. Typically when we ask for advice, perhaps, often there'll be a specific choice or a specific path that Spirit shows that they support more than another. But sometimes, even when you try and clarify it 2 or 3 times, it just shows that a decision needs to be made. And typically when that happens, as I believe it is here for you, Aries, typically that means that the process itself of making the decision is important for you. So not being told this is the best one and this is not the best one. And in relationships, in a general reading, some of you, the best is to do this and some of the best is not. But it's typically that the process of making the decision yourself is important for your own growth and awareness, which means that, which typically means the implied advice is to move into whatever your fears are and through them and deal with them and address them. Spirit has presented the situation or allowed the situation as an opportunity to challenge those fears, walk into them, meaning allowing yourself to be afraid and walking through it anyway and dealing with it. Let's get my other deck here. Any more advice? Anything else Aries needs to know? Judgment, Crossroads, significant decision, life-changing. Whatever you decide will be final. The King of Wands, there you are, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Here we go. Strength, facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities about your independence, your structure, maybe your stability if it's getting married. The Four of Wands is the wedding marriage card. So yeah, it looks like it's a question of being afraid of moving forward to the next level in this relationship. Maybe for some of you it's about getting married versus not getting married. Maybe the other person wants to get married or you want to get married and they don't. Somebody is afraid of perhaps losing what they feel is their independence or their financial and material security, sharing that with somebody else and maybe losing some of it, like when you go through a bad divorce, and maybe that's what's happened in the past for one of you guys, and that's, part of what the fear is here. But again, there's this sort of implied advice that, well, one, I feel like Spirit is saying it's been long enough, you need to make this decision, or maybe the other person's just going to leave or something like that. There's this implied advice that you need to walk into your fears. You need to deal with them, which would mean doing the thing that you're afraid of doing. For some of you, free will, always free agency, but that's what it looks like here to me. Okay, Aries, that is your reading for the last half of September 2020. I hope that it's kind of an intense reading. About half the signs I've done so far have been kind of heavy, intense. I hope it's been, maybe you haven't enjoyed it, but I hope it's been helpful and useful. Again, if any of these readings resonate for you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You'll see that email address by clicking on the little link, and I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the October general readings. Until then, stay well and safe. I wish you many blessings and hope to see you back again soon. Bye-bye.